Welcome, or welcome back, y'all, to Southern Lightwork. Happy Saturday. If you are watching this on Saturday, June 20th, decided to do a reading based on something that is at me last maybe 48, 72 hours. There is opposition right now, like heavy opposition. You may be feeling it, you may be noticing it. Sometimes it's in a form that you least expect. For me, I start dropping knives, and not just butter knives, but like sharp knives. I drop them for no apparent reason. Dropping stuff. They don't necessarily break, but things that could injure me. Just dropping stuff, period. Also, bugs sometimes are significant, I think. They're like, couldn't represent monitoring spirits. I was getting in my car yesterday after hanging out with a friend, and there was a little spider. I have no idea what species, but some little tiny spider just like poised on top of the car right at eye level and right where I would be getting into the car. So it's like something wants to get in the car with you. Something wants to make sure that you see it. They want to make sure that you notice them. And it's given like, attention-seeking child. But that's the energy. It's like, why don't you notice me? It may not necessarily be malicious or like anybody throwing spell work at you. It may not be all that. It's just somebody is paying attention to you more than you're paying attention to them. And it's either envy or just wanting your attention. So, but I'm specifically getting the majority of this is going to be about your ops. So I'm going to do pick a card with this character deck and the character oracle. And I'm going to get a few cards to see what archetypes these ops are. And what you might need to look out for, what you may need to consider. Maybe fewer degrees from you than you think. Fewer degrees. You know how people talk about degrees of separation. Maybe closer to you. Maybe somebody in your friend group, in the periphery of your, like right outside of your friend group, an acquaintance, somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Could also be a family member. It could be the person that you sleep next to every night. So let's see if Spirit will reveal who that is. I'm gonna randomly pick 3. I'm gonna ask for 3. Spirit will let me know how many we need to be aware of. I wanted to do it on camera, so you know I didn't pick them. Who is the first op that the collective needs to know about? An elder. Uh-oh. Okay, somebody who seems wise, who is wise, but may have some ulterior motives. Oh, a whole community. Dang. Got a whole community against you. Yeah, and these little kids look innocent, don't they? Well, may not be so innocent. And what else? One more, please. Ooh, a vendor. Merchant, retailer, individual, entrepreneur. Okay, so this is what we have to work with. And I'm going to choose, just came to me, I'm going to choose a 4th mystery card. So, let's see. Anybody going to stand out? Let's choose this one. Alright, this will be a mystery card. We don't know who that is yet. And so just take a moment decide which one you would like to choose. If there's one that immediately resonates with you, you might want to pick that card and stay tuned, and I will come back with some additional clarifying cards so we can see what this op is up to and what we need to do to protect ourselves, to ignore it even. But yeah, we'll get some clarity on the one that you choose. And we have the Elder, Wisdom Bearer, Experience, Tradition, Kindness, and Health. Community, Neighbors, Team, Connection, Society, Cooperation. Vendor, Merchant, Retailer, Individual, Entrepreneur. And El Misterio, one that we don't know yet. You might want to choose that one if you feel like there's an op that you cannot identify yet. And I will pray. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank our spirit guides, our spirit teams, our archangel protection from Michael, wisdom and clarity from Metatron. Being able to get clear, concise messages. A prayer for healing with help from Raphael. Mary Magdalene for being bold, brave. Operating outside of the norms. Thank our ancestors, known and unknown. My ancestors here with me right now. Myself as my own ancestor. The Most High God. Please help us to achieve the clarity that we need. And the wisdom that we need to protect ourselves and to arm ourselves and to move forward with whatever messages come through. And so it is. All right. Last chance. Make your selection. It's not the last chance. You can pause videos. But yeah, I'm going to come back with the reading for first card. Okay. If you chose the Elder. And I keep saying I'm going to change this. All right. I was trying to fix my glare, but I'm going to have to work on it later. I'm sorry. So, this is our Elder. If you chose the Elder card, let's see what additional messages you need to know about this person, this energy, this archetype that is an op for you right now. Oh. Whew. Yeah. I'm tripping. I did not light any incense. Alright, y'all. I don't know what it is. There's, keep having to stop and start this video. I keep remembering stuff that I didn't do to prep. You could be feeling a sense of urgency right now for something, like, unnecessarily, though. Like, feeling a sense of urgency for what? I'm not sure. But, see, everything is, like, off right now. Alright, we're just going to keep moving forward. So whatever this is, we're going to work through it together. Okay. We're going to work through it together. Let's get some... Ooh. I'm going to have to edit this video, but that's what it is. Because I know how to edit videos. So, alright, Elder. What do we need to know about this Elder op? What is this Elder op? Okay, we got two. Long haul, in it to win it, long-term intentions invested, and repo, default on payments, financially incapable, and repossessed assets. So this long haul is giving me like Five of Swords energy. Somebody that wants to win at all costs. It's usually a good card, right? But coming out with this repo, it's like somebody's got an elder in their life who is stubborn. Maybe when it comes to money, when it comes to assets specifically. So maybe somebody's taking care of a parent or an older sibling, an older family member, maybe unrelated, but whoever it is, it's giving financial abuse. Is what that feels like. What else? Yeah, one more. Harmony. So whatever it is that you're doing for this person, it's giving them peace. But if you're dealing with this, then there's a little bit of an imbalance, I think. If you're making things comfortable for this elder, but you're going through this, is it help? I think not. So what's the vibe? A little bit more on this. These cards still wanna... Still breaking them in. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry for the noise. I like to shuffle on camera, so you know I'm not... Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Some videos I do, but I like the energy to be fresh. I don't want it to be predetermined at all by me. What else about this financial abuse is going on? Soulmate, twin flame, friendship, romantic partner. Ooh. Okay, is this blocking you from your romantic partner? Is this causing some type of strife between you and your romantic partner? Possibly. Narcissist. Egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. Okay, so if you're dealing with an elder who is a narcissist, that does complicate things. It makes it really hard to have an honest conversation. Excuse my chair. It's hard to have an honest conversation. It's hard to have to negotiate with this person. It's hard to get them to see your point of view because they're right all the time. A narcissist is right all of the time, even in the face of facts, even in the face of emotions, because they don't understand emotions. They can't process real emotions. It's a relational disorder. All of the personality disorders, it's a relational issue that like they cannot relate to people on a human I mean, I hate to say it that way, but it is kind of like they don't really understand human emotions on the level that empathic people do. They don't process them that way, because whatever that psychological wound was that made them narcissistic, when it usually occurs in childhood, somewhere in childhood, with like a doting parent and like, or caregivers, and they never hear the word no. They never hear that they can make a mistake. They think that, you know, they can do no wrong. It creates a kind of a psychic fracture in a child's mind, and then they end up believing that throughout their entire lives, and you can't really relate to people. We're supposed to teach kids how to share. We're supposed to teach them how to accept defeat, you know, like accept failure and then keep going. But if they miss that message, if it's glossed over or it's not really drilled into them, then they grow up thinking that they can do no wrong. There's nothing that they're bad at, even if they're terrible. Like they just blame other people for their mistakes and shortcomings, and it's always somebody else's fault. And so that's what's going on here. That's what you're dealing with here. And you know exactly who. Oh, and it may be your soulmate for some of you. This elder may be your soulmate. It may be somebody that you've been with for a very long time, and you're realizing now, which better late than never, that this is what you're dealing with. It may make sense now that, like, okay, this is why this person has never considered me. This is why this person has never put me first, or, yeah. So realization is coming. And it could be, you know, a mother, a father, like I said, some other family member. You know who this is for you, but it is someone who can be considered an elder. Doesn't have to be somebody gray-haired like this. It could just be, you know, somebody 10, 12 years your senior, an older sibling necessarily. I don't need to repeat myself. You got it. You know who this is for, if it's for you. So to get some tarot, there's the energy around this repo, this enabling behavior. What is some energy around this today? And why is soulmate here? The Chariot. Speaking of Archangel Michael, you're being given a way out. Spirit is going to give you a way out of this if you haven't already been shown what it is. Or I'm also getting that if you're single, you may have a soulmate coming in that's going to help you get out of this. Not that, you know, people need saving necessarily, but in a way, somebody may give you the excuse, they may give you the resources, they may give you some free pass. Something that will feel like a free pass to get out of the situation. Because, you know, it oftentimes when you get embroiled in situations like this, if it's a way you've always been in your family, a family dynamic, a relationship dynamic, it's hard to even psychologically break free of it. But talking about material resolution, like an actual tangible way to get out of a situation that feels like you're trapped in, that's what's coming. What about this narcissist? So give me some more on this narcissistic energy. What is going to happen with this narcissist? Okay, Hermit flipped over, and then I caught this with my hand. The Page of Wands. Look at the colors on these cards, the blues and yellows. That is not a mistake. This is action. Page of Wands is small action, small movement forward. After a period of hermiting, being alone, being isolated, thinking about what needs to happen. And I mean, this narcissist, look at this. I love this this picture because it's like I am the golden egg and I'm walking on regular eggs, quote unquote regular eggs, just with a sense of grandiosity. But that egg can't go down these stairs. It's go crack, you know, like you can walk on people as long as they stay where they are. If they stand up, if you stand up to a narcissist, they're going to crack. And usually they can't handle it. They cannot handle the pressure of somebody standing up to them. So if this Page of Wands is the action, that is the small action that's going to be taken after contemplating, thinking about what to do, then that's going to free you from the situation. whatever that situation is. The bottom of the deck is Seven of Wands. And this is usually preparing for a fight, but look how at peace she is. There's wands like pointing at her, waiting for the fight, like they're ready to spar, and she's just like, whatever, I'm gonna finish my meditation first. I'm gonna stay in my power. I'm going to block you out until I'm ready. And that's what the ops need. It's like whoever this elder is, and they have no shortage of jabs. If this is a narcissistic parent, I'm sorry. It is hell, according to, you know, some of the clients I've had who have grown up with narcissistic parents. It's like, it's bad enough as a child and want to not disappoint your parents, but when you can do nothing right with a narcissistic parent, there's just absolutely nothing, no matter what you achieve, no matter how great you are, no matter, your empathy is also like considered a weakness, you know. So like, you're finding your power. You are standing in your power. You're sitting in your power. You're poised, and they can point these wands at you all they want to. This elder or whoever else may be trying to entice you or trying to trigger you or trying to get you to fight, and you're not there anymore. She's in a bubble. She's in a beautiful rosy pink bubble, which is also a color associated with the heart chakra. She is good, no matter what this external energy is trying to do. So that's nice. Let's get some advice from the Weeds and Witches Oracle. What is the advice for person dealing with an elder as an op that is financially abusive? If I could shuffle. All right, one more. I'm not going to belabor this. Okay. What is the advice for this person that's dealing with a narcissistic elder? Whoa. Okay. Declare boundaries. Absolutely. Oh, what a beautiful card. What a beautiful card. I love this deck. Declare boundaries. That's a 5. 32 reduces to a 5. Yeah. By the way, we got a 7, a 9, and a 7 here. So, declaring boundaries. She's literally crying blood. I mean, it's too much. At some point, it's too much to try to maintain. So the book says nettle is the flower that she's holding. Few plants can teach necessary distancing like the nettle. If it brushes against you, it stings you, as if to say, I am here. Sometimes you must firmly declare that you are present. Protect your living space by saying no when it matters. Recharging your energy will bring nourishment to your life. The soul has its own weapons, and they are not always invisible. Sometimes they sting or leave a mark, a clear boundary. That boundary is you, choosing to guard yourself. I mean, how clear is that? I think it's pretty clear. Last one, we're going to get some from the Crow Wisdom. One more message of advice for the collective who's dealing with this narcissistic elder. And 5s are absolutely about conflict and change. Mostly change for me. It's an indication of change. I've been seeing 555 a lot lately. I was telling my friend yesterday I was watching something on Netflix and paused it to see how much time I had left. And it was, the amount of time that had lapsed already was 10:46, 10 minutes and 46 seconds. That's 10:10 to me. And then the amount left was 55:55. 10:10, 10:10. There's an ending. There's absolutely an ending. But the 5s are changed. Change is going to lead to an ending. And this may be what's ending for you. This abuse. What else from the Crow wisdom does this collective need to know? Thank you, Spirit. The eternal return. A cycle completes, but with new understanding, you return to the beginning, but you are not the same. You can't be. Once you make this kind of change and you effectively beat a narcissist, you will never put up with it again. You may even find that there's been a pattern of dealing with narcissistic abuse, financial abuse, that you haven't been able to really get yourself out of or find your way clear from. And now it's just once you've mastered this, which it looks like you have, you stood your ground and you have created the boundaries that you needed to create, or you're being guided to do that now, you won't be the same, for the better. So that is your reading, and I hope it is helpful. I appreciate you watching. Take care of yourselves. I love you. This is from my imagination to yours. Okay, pile number 2. You had the community as your op or ops. Bless your heart. Let's see what it is we need to know about this community. What community are we dealing with? What do we need? What does this collective need to know about this community? For pile 1, I was just explaining. I don't always shuffle on camera, but I don't want to interfere with the energy. I want this to be fresh when I pull these cards. So what does this collective need to know about the community that are their ops? Hurt, party animal, sex, drugs, and alcohol, surface pleasures. So this may be a community or a group of people that were partying too much, became too much for you. What else? Legal. Uh-oh. Did it lead to some legal issues? Court paperwork filed. Okay, you'll know what that is if it's for you. One more, please, Spirit. Okay. Oh. Knocked up. Pregnancy, expecting, and mothering. Okay. So I'm getting that this is not necessarily what's happened to you, but this is what's happening in this community. So these may be things that, given, the correct context, because they're not in and of themselves bad things. It's with all of these things combined, it's everything's in excess. This stuff is in excess. Maybe there is an unwanted pregnancy, an unexpected pregnancy, even though this says expecting. That's not what I'm getting with these cards. This is feeling like there was a pregnancy that was not planned. There's some legal issues as a result of something that happened here. Maybe there's some DUIs, there's some DWIs, there's some, God forbid, some injuries, some accidents that came from partying too much and driving, handling machinery, ruining relationships. Some people get on the sauce and then they say and do things they wouldn't do ordinarily if they were inhibited. So that's a thing. Let's get some more on that. I mean, whatever you decide about the pregnancy, whoever is dealing with that, of course, that is up to you, as long as you are making the choice that you can live with. But in this spread, I'm getting that it was not the desired outcome of some pretty fun sexual relations, possibly. I'm also getting this. There's a paternity or maternity. I mean, there's no way to, you don't need to prove maternity, but there's some paternity issue happening, legally, as a result of a wild night that may have been encouraged by this community. Let's see. What else? What else do we need to know? Epiphany, self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. Okay, so somebody's having an epiphany or has had an epiphany about this. What else? Get some tarot to clarify that. Untrapped, stuck, no options, unforgiveness. Yeah, somebody's feeling trapped by this pregnancy. Maybe by all of the circumstances together. I'm getting that, like, the community can't be the op for that. You know what I mean? Like, the community can be like the backdrop or the setting for these things to happen that may have been the result of a series of bad decisions, uninformed decisions, impulsive actions. Because I don't know, that's kind of a misnomer. You can't say there was an impulsive decision, because a lot of times you're not really making a decision. You're just wand's energy. You're just acting, you know, because of in the moment you're doing something. No, it's a decision. It is a decision. Just not a well thought out decision. So I'm gonna backtrack on my own thought. Let's see. Let's clarify this epiphany. Who's having an epiphany? What's the epiphany about? Can you tell us that? Okay, we got 3 cards. Oh, they hit the table. I'm going to take them. We got the Queen of Swords, the King of Cups, and Justice. What? Got the Ice Queen, the Marrying King, and Justice. This may be the same person. It may be that the same energy embodies the Queen of Swords energy. There's no nonsense. I've been through it, so I'm not taking no more. Look, that's what I was just talking about. Somebody that's realizing that, like, there's something wrong with this association. There's something wrong with being with this group, with letting these people influence me. I'm actually a lover. I'm actually a lover boy, a lover girl. And they get justice for that. Like, maybe there was this legal situation. Maybe somebody was done wrong. There was some wrongdoing that happened as a result of some wild night. I'm even getting that somebody was taken out. I'm sorry, trigger warning. I'm going to talk about SA. That it's not always a feminine that is SA'd. If you catch my drift. It's not always the feminine. Society doesn't make it okay for masculines to talk about their SA. I'm just gonna leave that right there. If it's for you, you know what it means. Bottom of the deck, we got here the 9 of Wands. Yeah, this wounded warrior. Somebody has been through some serious, maybe something drugged through court. Maybe, you know, their character was called into question because of, maybe they had a past life of another timeline of being a party animal, of, you know, just being the life of the party. And things have shifted, things have changed. There was an unwanted or an unplanned pregnancy out of it. But the thing about the wounded warrior is that they're still a warrior. I remember talking to when I was doing therapy with military veterans, combat veterans, most of them. It was like we did a lot of work around just, you know, deciding that your identity is not necessarily still long. I mean, you were years out of the military for medical discharge or what have you, or retirement. You know, like, your identity is not just a soldier. It is part of it if they choose to, if they still feel aligned with it. But it's also a wounded warrior. You know, you're still a warrior. You did these things. You did what you were instructed to do. How you feel about it now is part of the reason why you're in therapy. But it's like, you were following orders. You did what you were supposed to do. And it doesn't make you weak that you're no longer in that spot. You're still a warrior, even with wounds, with visible and invisible wounds, right? This person has invisible and Maybe not so many visible wounds, but they've got some invisible ones, at least 9 of them. Because of what they've been through. But they're going to get justice. Could be seeing 11s everywhere. 1111, Twin Flame Association, but also just it's stability. It's a 4. I see 4 legs when I see 1111. I see the 4 of Wands. I see foundation. A lot of structures are built with 4 corners, 4 pillars, 4 walls. It's very sturdy structure. So yeah, justice is coming for someone who may have had a really hard lesson to learn by being attached to a certain community that seemed innocent, that they're finding wasn't so innocent along the line. Okay, so that's your reading. Thank you for watching. I hope this resonates. And watch the others if you'd like. Might find something else in there, but just take what fits and leave what doesn't. Okay. For your own well-being. It's from my imagination to yours. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Okay, pile number 3, the vendor. This guy looks like what is his name? Tyler. Oh, I'm not gonna remember his name now. From Everybody Hates Chris. And if you ever watched that show, Chris Rock narrates. And most recently, the ABC Elementary. Love that show. Oh my God. Kind of looks like this dude. So, vendor, if you chose this one, merchant, retailer, entrepreneur, individual entrepreneur. So, for this person to be your op, I'm really curious. This is one I'm most curious about to see what comes out. Because did y'all like spend somebody's food? Like what? What is this? What is this? Let's see. What is this vendor? Why is this vendor somebody's op in the collective? Let's see. This archetype. Vendor, this restaurant, this retailer. What is this about, Spirit? Wow. If that almost didn't go in that flame. Kinky ways, fantasies and fetishes, sexually open, looking to explore. I'm not going to touch that yet because I want to see what else comes out. My goodness. Frenemy. Yeah, all this red out here. Definitely devil energy. And key player. Important person playing an essential role, irreplaceable. This is giving workplace workplace affair. Somebody got freaky with somebody at work and it turned bad is what I'm feeling. Let's see what else comes out. Cause with a boss, with it's feeling like workplace shit where you eat kind of situation that it went awry. Fake friends, two-faced hidden intentions. Or you are the business owner, the manager, supervisor that got involved with a lower level employee and something happened, Captain. Let's see. What else? Exhausted, burnout, burdened, and empty. I bet you would be with all these. Oh my God. I'm not judging because it's fun. It's fun sometimes. I'm just saying. Somebody wore you out and you wore somebody else out. What else? Narcissist. This came out in the first pile. Okay. My narcissist could be a friend of me for sure. If that's who you're dealing with. Fake friends, two-faced hidden intentions. Sounds about right. And boundaries. I would say so. Disrespectful, enough is enough. Defend yourself. Draw the line in the sand. Okay, so you may be dealing with a narcissist, somebody that, if this was a workplace affair, it turned icy cold, and this narcissist may be trying to, why am I hearing blackmail? Maybe trying to blackmail you, or just holding something over your head. They're holding something against you, holding something over your head, something they think can harm you in some way, or even if it's not that, like just something they think will keep you. And typically if a narcissist has something against you, it's your own insecurities, it's your own need to feel chosen, to feel safe, to feel valued. A narcissist will love bomb you to the point where you think that they actually care, only to find out that it's really just a strategy for them to make you feel like they deserve the same. I mean, I've dealt with my share of narcissists, unfortunately, and professionally, I talk about it a lot in my work as a therapist. So, narcissism is, and I explained this a little bit in the first pull, the first pile. It is so, well, I think it's finally kind of dissipated, but there was so much talk about narcissism and narcissists and people internet diagnosing folks with narcissism and completely misunderstanding it and over generalizing narcissism. So, but this is like a true relational disorder. This is somebody who does not know that the way that they think about things is wrong, that the way that they relate to people is harmful and detrimental to themselves and to the people that are around them. They don't have real lasting relationships. They cannot build deep bonds with people because they don't have the introspection to know that their behavior is wrong, and they don't have the empathy to know how to stop pushing. They don't have the emotional bandwidth, the emotional intelligence to be able to empathize with someone else. They don't mean love the same way that empathic people mean love. So I don't want to say that these people don't have value, because they absolutely have value. They can be a lot of them are CEOs, a lot of them are like billionaires, a lot of them are, I mean, if I did an evaluation, or some psychiatrist did an evaluation on all of the billionaires and trillionaire in the world, they would find true blue narcissistic traits. I'm not saying they would be textbook meet all criteria for narcissistic personality disorder, but they all would have narcissistic traits. It's just about, like, you know, how they don't allow emotions to inform their day-to-day life. They just don't. And if they meet the criteria for the disorder, they're incapable of it. So, mouthful. Tell us about this exhausted from kinky ways. Exhausted from kinky ways. Ace of Wands. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna need you to use your imagination on this one. But somebody has been using up the lotion bottle. Somebody has possibly got a little skin burn. They've taken self-love to a whole new level. Let me say that. Yeah. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah. So this may be somebody who was I'm getting somebody who is obsessed. They're obsessed, and I'm getting that the collective kind of flipped the script on the narcissist and got them obsessed. How'd y'all do that? That's pretty impressive, to get a narcissist to pay attention to you. Oh, that's way too many. But the magician is on top. Well, one more time. One card, please, Spirit. What did you do to this narcissist? What did the collective do to this narcissist? Okay, I'll take these two. King of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. So, King of Pentacles is slow, measured movement, investor. This is, I'm hearing beat them at their own game, for one thing. But there's also a new seed. Like, there's still a potential for a new investment. So I feel like you cut them off. You definitely cut off this person because they were so exhausting. And I think you're planting seeds somewhere else. Good for you. What about these boundaries? Are there still boundaries that need to be set, or have they already been set by the collective? What about these boundaries for this key player? That was, oh, Seven of Wands. It just came out in the last reading, or the last pile. Yeah, this is, this card traditionally looks like somebody preparing or maybe even imagining a fight. But she looks like she didn't give a damn who's outside that bubble. Like, it could be you, your mama, your cousin too. I don't care. I'm meditating. I'm going to finish my meditation. I'm going to finish my yoga routine. I'm going to finish praying. I'm going to do what I need to do. I don't even see you. You don't exist outside of my bubble. So that is a boundary. You look so divine. You look so poised and peaceful, and nothing matters. The fights don't matter. This narcissistic energy can try as they might. Even if they're your boss, you got another job, or you put your notice in. If this is somebody you work with, you don't work in the same department anymore. You have moved to a different one. You've gotten a promotion or taken a demotion. Like, whatever you needed to do to protect your peace, you've done it, or you're about to do it. So I think you do what you need to do. Let's get a little bit of advice from the weeds and witches. I don't know if you need it though. You may not even need this advice. Let's see. What weeds and witches? What is the advice for this part of the collective? I've got 2. All right, I'll take 2. We got 39 ancestral memories and 43 light and darkness. I love this card. Look how our hair just like becomes part of the cosmos. It's beautiful. All right, let's see. 39 reduces to a 12 or a 3. 43 reduces to a 7. Let's see. 39. Those numbers could be significant on their own for you. This flower is myrtle. I had an Aunt Myrtle. She's my ancestor now. The sea knows your name even when you forget it. It is salty memory and ancient language. Myrtle knows the stories that you lived before you could even remember, as it also comes from the sea. It is the plant of the origins of the ancestors of the return. Its presence is sacred, like yours. This card tells you about true identity, about what eternally remains after the departures. There is a place that recognizes you, and there is a face, yours, which in that place remains clear, entire, sacred. You never really went away. Oh, I love that when we're talking about narcissism, because they will make you feel like you are completely out of touch with yourself, that you don't know who you are anymore, because you end up bending to their will because they're so strong-willed, and they just they distort reality so much in their own heads that they can make you feel like you don't know what reality is anymore. That is so true. You never really went away. Absolutely. Light in darkness, henbane. Henbane is a magical and poisonous plant. In European folklore, it was an ingredient of the ointments for flight. It was the plant of the nighttime witches, guardian of dreams and omens. You are now facing an inner desert, yet something is blossoming. It is useless to run away from the darkness. Stay and let it guide you. The dark can become a refuge, a moment to rest. Wait. There are stars that can only be seen when the night is full. Yes, where the darkness is the deepest, the light is more intense. For sure. And I love how both of these cards, it looks like the light is the focal point. You know, like there's this deep darkness, this eclipse happening here, but there's still light coming down from these stars. You can still see light in the midst of an eclipse, a total eclipse. And this one looks like the sun is shining down. So it's not lost. Hope is not lost. Even if you felt like that, if you're coming out of that, setting these boundaries, staying in your bubble, ignoring a narcissist, ignoring a narcissistic energy is, oh my God. And not to do it for revenge, but it's just like that is one of the things that they cannot handle. You might actually get them to leave you alone if you ignore them. If you ignore them, because they thrive on the attention. You know, like I need you to pay attention to me, to put me on a pedestal and make me feel amazing. So it's kind of like pouring water on the witch, the Wizard of Oz. It's just like, you know, they can't withstand it. If you ignore them, they will disintegrate for sure. All right, Crow Wisdom, last one. Give us some Crow Wisdom for this collective. What do the crows have to say? Could be seeing a lot of crows around. No, I see haven't seen them in a while, but there are 3 crows that tend to walk around my neighborhood and open my windows often, and they're just right outside my window. Guardian of the threshold, you stand at a point of no return. Yeah, the crow asks, are you guarding the way in or the way out? Yeah. The way in or the way out, which one are you guarding? You know what that is. You know that if you're setting this boundary, keeping your energy clear and protected, are you allowing more in? Or are you allowing yourself to come out of this mode? Allowing yourself to release this, to not feel guilty about anything that you felt manipulated by or whom you felt manipulated by. Open the door. Be the light in darkness. Rely on your ancestral memories, because you know how to heal from this. You may be in the midst of healing from this. You can do it. You got it. I believe in you too. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. It's from my imagination to yours. All right. Last but not least, pile 4. This is our mystery character. Who is your op? A volunteer. What? The cutest little card. What is going to come out for you? Selfless devotion, willingness, spirit of service, duty, and dedication. Yeah, so this may be an overgiver. Sometimes they are, the ones that seem so sweet and innocent. Let's find out how innocent this person really is. Or this energy, your op could be your own tendencies to be an overgiver or an empath with no boundaries. Look, let me tell you. From personal experience, being an empath with no boundaries is like being a doormat at a stadium. I mean, it's just, it is brutal. It really is brutal. And it took me longer than I wish it did to finally create my boundaries, but we'll see if that's what this is about. Why does this collective need to know about this volunteer archetype as an op? Why is this volunteer archetype the op here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. We hit the floor. We got heart to heart, deep conversations, intimate discussions, blunt and honest. Hard to find an op value to that. The blues, scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. Love bombing, overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. Okay, maybe you've got these. Look, narcissism seems to be a theme through all four of these at this point. An empath with no boundaries will definitely have a mixture of these energies in their life. The heart to heart, you'll have other empaths around you. You'll have done some shadow work, some deep introspection. It may have caused and may still be causing some feelings of fear and heavy emotions, mental distress, because, I mean, the life of an empath is exhausting and really difficult on top of everything else. But you also invite people that love bomb you, for sure. Because it's like, it's so delicious. People love the energy of an empath because it's just so good. It's just, they want to eat it up. They want to be around you all the time. They want to talk to you all the time. They want to see if they can get some of it. It rubs off on them. You know, if they have good intentions. If they have bad intentions, they just want to suck it out of you, whether you have enough left for yourself or not. So let's see what else we can get from this. Paranoid, cautious, insecure, and guarded. Karmics, third parties, haters, lesson learned. I'm just going. Flip over? No. Maybe somebody that wants to have a heart-to-heart with this volunteer archetype is paranoid about something. Distance. Where are we headed with this? This is starting to feel like a specific storyline here. Paranoid, karmics, and distance. Divorce, ghosted, separation. Drives me crazy. They spelled separation wrong on there. Did I hold these up? Paranoid, cautious, insecure, and guarded. Somebody's watching through a wall. Somebody's being spied on, possibly. Third parties, haters, lesson learned. Heavy on that lesson learned part. Love bombing. Divorce, ghosted, and separation. I don't know why there's an alien figure in the back of this card. It's always, it's just baffling to me. Like, why does it have to look like a big monster alien on this card? In the midst, coming out of the mist, excuse me. Somebody distancing themselves from a love bomber who feels like an alien, a stranger to them. Why with this archetype? See what the tarot has to say. kind of at a loss for this one. On this one, 9 of Cups. Somebody is nervous about telling you something that they have achieved the 9 of Cups. They are one step away from their ultimate happiness. The 10 of Cups is happy family, happy life. They have their own riches. See this treasure chest down here? They're throwing the cups up like, I'm going to tell you everything I feel. I'm going to spill it all. I'm just going to throw it up in the air and let you see what happens, or find out where they fall, however they fall. This is giving like leap of faith, Fool energy with the 9 of Cups. That's a good place to be. You know, the Fool takes off with nothing. The Fool takes off at the beginning of that journey. And this is minor arcana, by the way, but this is with this energy today. It's like, instead of taking that leap off of the cliff with just a little knapsack and a prayer and barely even paying attention, this person has made a deliberate move, or a deliberate heartfelt choice, which is maybe what they want to talk about. This may not be an op at all, y'all. The blues and karmics, why are they here? Why is this negative energy and karmics here? I mean, the negative mindset is also karmic. It's unhealed. So what is that about? Queen of Pentacles. Lesson learned. I love how content she looks, just sitting under that tree, that big ass pentacle. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody says or does right now. We've achieved some type of financial peace, stability. It's like these cards are just waiting for one more thing. They're waiting for the one thing that will... Let me take that back. They're not waiting for anything. This 9 of Cups is, I got enough on my own. But I would love the 10 of Cups. I would love one more cup to add to this. Queen of Pentacles, I am happy as I am, but I would love a king to share my pinnacle with. Right? Like, I'm okay alone, but, and this is the energy that we should be in, I think. I can do bad all by myself, but I would love to do bad with you. You know, just like, if you want to come join me, please do. But why is it love bombing in distance here? Love bombing distance. Divorce, ghosted, separation. Why is that here? Oh. And these cards don't want to come out. A lot of times that means I don't know if we're... Okay, that was way too many. Let me try that one more time. There's the King of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Oh, okay. Let me actually flip these over. Bear with me, y'all. Let me get it together. Why is love bombing in? Because the cycle is in... The cycle is turning. So we're still in a cycle. But at the 10, the wheel of fortune. Somebody's taking advantage of an opportunity. Isn't this tree pose? For those of you who are well versed in yoga, I think she's doing some variation of tree pose, right? Their knee up against her, I'm sorry, the one foot against the inside of her other leg. And I mean, it's a balancing act too. Like, you're standing on a circular object. I know it's not supposed to be literal, but I'm just looking at that. Like, standing on the circular object on one foot, you're not completely, you don't have your optimal balance stance. But this is an opportunity. Let me try to balance myself on this big ass wheel and see what happens. But she's like happy about it. She is having the time of her life. Somebody is getting an opportunity that, because they left something. So even if it's not an actual divorce or ghosting somebody, they left something. They left these empathic tendencies behind, this volunteer attitude that now you got to pay me. Like, you now I don't do anything for free anymore. Like, I've got an opportunity that I can, it's feeling like I have whatever this conversation with that used to make me paranoid about, with whoever I need to have it with. Because this opportunity's presented itself. Okay. So this could be about love. This could be about career. This could be about your finances. Whatever this is, just your own journey towards self-love. So just take what resonates with this. Judgment's at the bottom. I almost said it's the end. This is the step before the end of the cycle. Judgment is a decision has been made by you or by God. God gives us a chance to make the right decision, to get in the right alignment. And then it's kind of, a lot of people like to say, it's so overused, but if you're in a group setting and you're supposed to be volunteering for something, they'll say that you got to either volunteer or you'll have an opportunity to volunteer on your own, to do it willingly, or you'll be voluntold. So you can volunteer to do the right thing, to do what is right for you. So not talking about any morality handed down by religion or society, but just the right thing for your soul. Until God is just like, well, the universe is just like, okay, well, you wouldn't make the decision. You procrastinated long enough. Now you're going to do it my way. That's how that is. But I think you made the decision to honor yourself, to do what you need to do for yourself. And you've reached this 9 of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. That's wonderful. That's where you want to be, I think. That you're good where you are, with or without a partner, with or without that job opportunity, with or without that move to the city that you thought was calling your name, like whatever that is. Okay, some advice from Weeds and Witches. Some advice for this pile. Okay. We got fairy dust. That's gorgeous. Fairy dust. Talk about miracles and opportunities. Let's see. The flower on this card is white ghost. That is not what it says. White goosefoot. Never heard of that before. They're little butterflies. How beautiful. Once upon a time there lived a fairy beneath the hill, the ogre and the castle. The treasure was hidden at the end of the rainbow. Everything you knew when you were a child continues to exist as long as you believe. Fairy tales know paths that the mind forgets. They show how to view reality with different eyes, how to trust the enchantment. White goose. Now I can't talk, y'all. White goosefoot grows on the edges, delicate yet full of strength. That is what stories do. They live inside you and they know where to take you. Listen to the fairies. How to view reality with different eyes and how to trust the enchantment. When you overcome your paranoia, when you overcome your negative thinking, being scared, having heavy emotions, that is when things open up. It's when your life changes, when your outlook changes, when your internal world is at peace. When you can sit by yourself in the woods, in a forest, in a garden, and just love holding your own pinnacle. It doesn't have to be money. It could be knowing that you're healthy. You just got a good, clean bill of health. You just finished a recipe that you love to make and fed somebody that you love. Like, being content with yourself is one of the biggest gifts. And it keeps giving. It really does. Because you can fall back on that. You can fall back on no matter what or who tries to stop me or break me down, break my spirit, to block my blessings, to withhold things from me, withhold relationship, withhold love, withhold communication, withhold a promotion, withhold whatever it is. I can still take care of myself. I'm still whole. I'm still fulfilled without that thing, that person. That's an extraordinary place to be. Crow wisdom, and I'm going to wrap this up. Crow wisdom for our volunteers, who I'm going to say is your own internal op. The cleansing rain. Had a lot of that here in Georgia recently. A wash of insight clears away confusion. What remains is the essential, unadorned fact. Yeah. Insight. See how that word starts with I-N, with in, inside of you, introspection, internal, everything that you do for yourself. It helps raise your vibration. It helps raise the vibration of those around you, the entire collective. So allow yourself to be cleansed in the rain. Allow yourself to balance on one foot. Allow yourself to distance yourself from anything that doesn't serve you, anything and anyone. I mean, even a different take on this. Love bomb yourself. Love bombing from other people usually has ulterior motives. If you love bombing yourself, you know that's authentic. You know it's real. You know it is well-intentioned. So, yeah, this feels like getting rid of the self-doubt, getting rid of anything that makes you an empath with no boundaries. Like, stop that. Take care of yourself. Have a heart-to-heart with yourself. Be happy with what you have already, what you've already accomplished. Yeah. Can't be confused if you know exactly who you are. It's a great place to start. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. This is From My Imagination to Yours. And please go back and watch the other ones if you feel drawn to them. I'm time-stamping everything, so it'll be easy to find. You don't have to click and pause and click and pause. Yeah, this was fun. I appreciate you sticking with me. Take care.